And we're here in Arizona, which is the worst state in the union by far. There is no comparison. There is nothing worse than Arizona. Arizona is, it is an absolute, I mean, it has no redeeming qualities. It is a hot, arid desert landscape with some of the trashiest, least intelligent human beings to have ever, graced the fucking, planet here. It is bad. There are some hot people. There's some probably big OnlyFans accounts. There's some aspiring porn stars. There's a few guys that's probably fun to get into a Ponzi scheme with in Scottsdale. There's a few people that own houseboats on Lake Havasu that is probably fun. It's a great place to be when you're 23 and you're trying to fuck or whatever. I don't know. But, I mean, get me out of here. Get me out of here. I've had fun. The shows are fun. The crowds are fun. But the crowds they also feel like it's like, you gotta, if you lose them for a minute, God only knows what happens here. God only knows what. People are just screaming. People are yelling and screaming. It is truly an embarrassment, the state of Arizona. There's just no other way to put it. The owner of the club was like, I'm staying in this place, Peoria. The owner of the club's like, oh, you're staying in Peoria. What are you doing? And I'm like, buddy, the whole fucking state should be firebombed. What are you, out of your fucking mind? You think you have an estate in the Pacific Palisades? You're on the surface of Mars here, and everybody's a retard. So what does it fucking matter where I am? The whole place is shit. It's irredeemable. One of your best restaurants in Phoenix has fried bread. It's called the Fry Bread House. And they take refried beans and put it on fry bread. It's disgusting. I've really had it with the West. I really have. The country's shot. I drove from Utah to fucking Arizona. I'm sick of the red clay canyons. And here's the general store. I'm sick of that hokey horse shit, frontier town crap. It's enough already. Grow the fuck up. I'm sick of it. Give it back to the Indians. Give it back to them, the Native Americans. My apologies. But the country's shot. It's disgusting. The Grand Canyon. We passed that. Looks the same as it did when I was a kid. It's disgusting. Do something else. It's just enough already with these. And, of course, I'm with this 24-year-old who's opening for me, who I love, but he's an idiot. So, I mean, he's like, oh, isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it nice? You stop. It's not nice, and it's not beautiful. Civilization is beautiful. People working is beautiful. Not rock formations. Get out of the national parks, please. It's beautiful? Families, progress. That's beautiful. Not a red clay rock formation that looks like somewhere aliens land and face fuck you. Oh, Zion National Park is so beautiful. Yeah, it's great. Can you get me to Arizona, please, so I could perform for these fry bread heads? So I get the fuck out of here. Jesus Christ. These fucking tan, leathery people spent their entire life just fucking marinating themselves in vodka. I mean, I appreciate Arizona. They're open. They're letting shows happen. I'm down with that, man. They're letting things happen. We're all taking a few risks. These motherfuckers do not care. They are out there, maskless, just fucking partying. What are you going to do? We got to live. We got to do things. Some people don't want to live. That's the other thing. I mean, we're all creating government policy based on the idea that everybody wants to be here. That isn't true. A lot of people's actions suggest otherwise. So let them. Infections are now up in New York City. What did they try to do? They tried to shut down the Hasidic Jews.
Yes.
Because the Hasidic Jews aren't having it in New
Brooklyn,
York.
Yeah.
They're not having it. And listen, they're doing what they want to do. So Meatball and de Blasio, who are destroying the city and state, respectively, are now picking on the Jews because nothing else is going right. Because the economy can't reopen because they've destroyed the entire city. So now they're picking on the Hasidic Jews who they really don't bother anybody. They walk around with big hats, and some of those hats are furry, and I like those hats, and I don't know what they call them. I always wanted to wear one, without, culturally appropriating or being a victim of a hate crime. What is that hat called?
It's called a Strymel or a Shabbat hat. Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about. There's another type of hat that's furry. It's like a big furry hat.
This one, right?
By the way, I watched that documentary about Hasidic Jews, One of Us, and it was supposed to be groundbreaking, and it was just the same. They're like, during a divorce, there's the war of the family. I'm like, it's the same shit. Right. Can we stop pretending that everything's so fucking different, please? The Hasidic Jews are the same as these people that want to get drunk on Lake Havasu. They just don't give a fuck. Right. They don't care. If they're going to go, they're going to go. Stop trying to keep everyone on earth. For what? I mean, this country is going to hell, and everybody wants to keep everyone here. No, there are no jobs, and everybody goes, we need more people to not do the jobs that don't exist.
Right.
God forbid anyone die. God forbid the unemployment office line's a little shorter. If you take away people's freedom and you make them live in a fucking prison of apps and algorithms, they are going to rebel because that is not a life. That is not a life. They want to be free. Trump is running, as Ty Rivera, who's opening for me, very funny comic, said, Trump is running with freedom. Biden is running with maybe more lockdowns, maybe more. It's probably going to be neck and neck, but I will say this. If you are running as a candidate of making decisions and being free, you might win in this country because we are deeply uncomfortable. People like me are deeply uncomfortable with just having a federal government stop us from working indefinitely. Rip my mask off and cough in someone's face. We were supposed to go to the fry bread house. I think we'll skip that.
Yeah, I'm good.
I think we'll skip the fry bread house in Arizona. Even though it is good, the fry bread is very good, by the way. My hatred of Arizona is now unfortunately targeting the fry bread house, which has done nothing to me. And is just probably pretty damn good. But because it is in Phoenix, Arizona, I am now launching into a diatribe against it for no real reason. Thank you to everybody who came out to Arizona, who came out. I love your state. It's an honor to be here. And I really enjoy the fact that you guys came and spent some time with me. One of the greatest gifts as a comedian is to travel around the country and see beautiful and unique places, make connections with people and things. And being here in Arizona has made me deeply grateful to have the job that I have and to be able to be on the road here. I love all the club owners that give me gifts that were in their children's room an hour before they gave it to me. I love everyone. Thank you so much for allowing me to be in your beautiful state. I do like my job a lot. I don't want to work at a restaurant stop with sunken in eyes, but if I fucking did and somebody came in and a fat cunt came in and wanted yogurt and I would know where that fucking yogurt was, man, would I know where that yogurt is? Because that fat cunt's trying to change his life and he's trying to do a high-protein yogurt at 2 a.m. while he's driving through a fucking military base on the way to go perform at the fry bread house for a bunch of lizards. Get tickets to the shows. Maybe I'll be nicer to your town. Probably not. But that, the podcasts are a little tougher to do on the road. We still accomplish them. We still do them. They're still great. But we need to get back to base here. Base camp. We need to so we could create and innovate and do new shit. I can't always be in a fucking Airbnb, in Arizona. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, what are your impressions of this place? Just because I don't want to fucking get everyone. Back me up or don't.
It's a skid mark.
It really is.
It is. It's a fucking...
It's a horror. It's a goddamn horror here.
It's the worst.
Move. It's like a big P.F. Chang's.
I can't think of a worse state.
I mean, it's the worst.
I can't think of a worse one.
There's nothing worse. California ain't great, but at least it's got some high points. I do like Scottsdale. There's some dope mansions in Scottsdale. Listen, there's people in Arizona that I dig, and I understand what it is here. But just, let's be honest. Enough. Enough with Arizona. And enough with wishing the president death. And enough with ratting out the local fucking microbrewery or fucking gastro pub. And I mean, I love my friend. My friend Joe and his wife Meg in Georgia took me out to dinner, in Atlanta, and I was unimpressed. And they have a beautiful home and a beautiful family, and the mark of success in their life is not impressing me, and thank God, because they would have failed horribly. Took me to some gastro pub. Folks, are we high? We know the rules, corporate steakhouse or nothing. Not trying to go to a gastro pub. This is actually the best lobster roll. Shut the fuck up. I better recognize this place from other cities. I better know the menu already. Too much risk. And then we walk around some gentrified area of Atlanta. I don't want this. I want the big old homes. Okay, don't get mad if you're from Arizona. If you're from Arizona, you understand everything I'm saying right now. And if you don't, there's a fucking problem. It's like I talk a lot of shit about Long Island because it's deserved. It's warranted. I've never been like, it's a great, compassionate place where people are full of empathy and intelligence? Long Island. I've never said that. I've said good clams, good bagels, good sandwiches. I've said very little about the people other than that they're funny.
Right.
They are funny. Okay?
Okay, so supposedly there's about 200 cases of this happening.
Crazy.
So in Galway, Ireland, a 76-year-old Michael Faraday was found burned to death at his home in December 2010.
I can't trust anything from Ireland. These people are completely backwards. They have no idea what's going on. Can we go to a Norwegian country or something where these people have an idea of what the fuck is happening? Ireland believes in banshees and witches. I mean, these people don't. Michael Flaherty died because he burst into flame. Yeah, sure he did. Great. Thanks. How about you put a floor in your house? But you put a floor in the home. I remember I was with an Irish comedian once. She said, "Why did your grandparents leave Ireland?" And I went, "Well, they weren't dogs. We're on the way to tape Netflix. They weren't dogs. They wanted to live in America because they weren't dogs, okay? They didn't want to piss and shit themselves." Now, I love Ireland. I love the culture. And I know that what I'm saying now seems like I don't, but I do. But let's also be very honest. There's some issues. Not the most motivated crew. Not the most motivated group of people living over there in Ireland. This isn't exactly like, let's make it happen. I mean, I think America will bounce back slowly but surely. I mean, Arizona, it's like there isn't, it's not the pandemic in Arizona, but there's just every other problem you could feasibly imagine. You know what they have at those rest stops, those for real milkshakes? Have you ever seen them? They're like these weird, they call them F''REAL milkshakes. And you got to take, which I don't have any of this, but you got to take them and then mix them in a machine and they become a milkshake.
God.
I mean, this is what people, this is what people are drinking. This is what people are drinking in America. A for real milkshake. This is what people are drinking on the road. When they stop into a rest stop, this is what human traffickers are drinking. For real milkshakes and old donuts with flies on them and beer and butts and some ciggies. Get some trail mix, get a few cubes of cheddar cheese, get back in the car, throw some 5-hour energy down your throat and get back on the road to nowhere and hope and pray that aliens land. Hope and pray that aliens land and probe you right up the ass because it'll be more fun or interesting than wherever the hell is at the end of your journey. Mine was Arizona. I do respect the Arizona woman, like the leathery turquoise jewelry woman. I always have. That's an expression that people have said a lot, that kind of Arizona woman. And I've always kind of respected that kind of demon from hell. Like that just kind of Arizona woman. The people in this state, I think, pride themselves, like Long Island, they pride themselves on ignorance.
Yes.
They pride themselves, when I said there's no fucking schools here that even, like everybody starts clapping. It's cool to be hot here, which I get. It is cool to be hot. But they pride themselves on a certain type of ignorance that is, you know, can be a bit scary when times are as trying as they are. A little terrifying, the level of ignorance that some of these people, it's just not bright people. The shows are fun. My fans came out. They're bright. I think my fans are a step above. They're a cut above the rest of the people in Arizona. Salt Lake is just desolate. No one's there. There's a few Mormons that scurry around here and there. They're clean people, the Mormons. They don't drink. They don't smoke. They run businesses. The Marriott family's Mormon. Didn't know that.
Oh, really?
My cousin was excommunicated. My second cousin, whatever, not second, cousin-in-law, whatever. My cousin married this guy. He was excommunicated from the Mormon church at like 17. They were just like, fuck you. Get out of here. Wow. Isn't that something?
Yeah, they're strict.
You cannot get excommunicated from Catholicism, really, truly. Although Bill O'Reilly tried to have his wife excommunicated, which I still find hilarious. He wanted to damn the mother of his children to hell.
I forgot about that.
One of my favorite things Bill O'Reilly's ever done. I just think that's such a great testament to his character. It's like not enough that we're not going to be married. It's like, I don't want to make your life hell. I want to ruin eternity as well. I want you to burn in hell forever. How sick is that guy? And everybody watched that guy for like 10 years and thought that was like a guy that you could listen to. And then you found out that he was trying to literally get his wife put in hell. And you're like, oh, this was the guy that was fair and balanced. That was the no spin zone. A guy that was trying to get his wife eternally damned. I mean, he went to the church, tried to have his wife eternally damned. Because that's what excommunication is, by the way, okay? I mean, can you imagine this guy? He's a traditionalist. He just wants his wife to burn in hell. His kids go, Dad, where's Mom? Oh, she's in hell. I took care of her. He pictures himself in heaven smoking a cigar. Yeah, my wife's down there in hell. And his wife just screams, ah! The unending screams of hell. If you believe that horse shit, you know, that's what he was trying to do.
Right.
I mean, if you believe that lake of fire crap, this is what that guy was trying to get accomplished. And that guy was like the guy that everybody was like, Bill's a good traditional man. We should listen to him. He thinks we should go to war in Iraq. What is this spontaneous combustion? Is this real? Can this happen and should it happen? Yes or yes?
Okay.